Consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
You're listening to JoCo Community Radio.
It's a girl thing. Try to understand. It's not a me thing. No different than my friends. I get what I want, and I want it back. And it's a girl thing. Ooh, it's a girl thing.
Welcome back to Beyond the Crown. I'm one of your hosts, Lily Roberts, and today we have a special guest, my sister, Emmy Roberts.
Hi.
So we're just going to wait on Ashlyn Cohen, but when she's not here, let's go ahead and start with some questions.
Okay, that sounds good.
So Emmy and I, we both do lots of sports and extracurricular activities, so why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
So I am on the varsity cheer team for St. Mark's. I also swim for Hockaday. I'm a Girl Scout, and I'm a lifeguard at Glen Cove. Oh, and I'm also on the Hockaday track team.
Yes, so I know that you were a Girl Scout as well, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. We've both been Girl Scouts for a while. This is kind of weird asking my sister questions because I know all the answers, but I'm just, this is for everybody to learn about her Gold Award project. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey with Girl Scouts and when you started?
So I joined Girl Scouts in first grade, and I've been continuing ever since. And then this past year, I started my Gold Award, and it's been something that has been typically challenging for me throughout this whole process. It's been going on for a little over a year. I picked my topic about the beginning of my sophomore year, so September of 2022, and I picked water safety and awareness of that. So I've been my whole sophomore year, I've been continuing to work on that. And then in May recently, I did my event with Emler, and I partnered with Wesley Rankin Community Center and to teach their kids water safety skills so that they can use this to survive.
Okay. Yeah, so I love that. And what made you come up with the idea of water safety?
Well, so it's been really drilled into me since my troop started focusing on our Gold Award, that it should be something that you're passionate about and that you want to make a difference in. And I'm a lifeguard. I started that last summer, and I thought, what if I combine my lifeguarding skills and that knowledge that I already have and put it into my Gold Award? So that's how I came up with that idea.
Okay, I love that. So, like, as a lifeguard, have you had any experiences where you've had to teach water safety, or like just how has your experience as a lifeguard been?
It's been really good so far. Thankfully, no one has drowned, or we haven't had any scares recently at our pool. But it's really important that plenty of people know CPR and all those skills. So especially at private parties, it's been something that's really good, and I'm glad that I can keep an eye on other people's kids. So thankfully I haven't had to save anybody yet, but I'm glad I have the skills.
Yes. So in school, actually, we had to learn CPR in 8th grade. So that was something good that our school was able to teach us. And hopefully soon I can become a lifeguard. And
she just turned 15. So
yeah, I turned 15 yesterday. And you're not allowed to lifeguard until you're 15. So hopefully I'll get the certification after Miss Texas Week is done and all the busy work is over. And
you have to sign up for that 3-day class.
Oh yeah, to become a lifeguard, there's such a long class. How was that for you? Tell us about your class that you had to do.
Well, actually, it was 2 days. I did that last March, and it wasn't that bad, but it was from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. So that was something interesting.
It's kind of like a school day, but with water.
Yeah, I basically just in the water, and there's a written test and an in-water test. So
yeah, so I'm super excited to learn everything, learn more in depth. Of course, I just had to learn CPR, but, just become a lifeguard seems really fun, and maybe I'll work with you. I don't know if she likes the idea of that, but, yeah, so what made you want to become a lifeguard? We did swim team together for a while at this neighborhood pool, so maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we both of us joined swim team when we were like 7 or 8.
Maybe even did it before.
5 and 6. No, that was after.
Okay, yeah.
No, I think we're actually 5 or 6. We joined swim team at our neighborhood pool, literally 2 minutes down the road. And I've always seen the lifeguards there all the time because we went every summer, and I was like, oh, this would be such a cool experience. It's kind of like as you get older, once you've gone to this pool for so long, you are aware of all the people who work there, and it's kind of not like a rite of passage that you get to be a lifeguard there. So that was something really exciting, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I remember always looking up at the lifeguards and they're so cool. I want to be a lifeguard one day. So I'm really glad that you were able to take this and apply it to your project. And I know that only 5.4% of Girl Scouts get the Gold Award. This is such a challenging project. Doesn't it require more than 80 hours?
Yes, it's 80 hours of time and planning and put into this project. The Silver Award, which I also got, is 50 hours, and I believe the Bronze Award is 25. So it's a big jump from silver to gold, 50 to 80, and it's all by yourself. This is all me putting time into my work, and so that it's something that you really have to block up and really find the time for, or you're not going to get it done.
Yeah, so I know that only a really small number of people are able to complete it because of how challenging it is. But why do you think you were able to do this versus people who weren't? What do you think is the reason that not many people complete it?
The reason I got it?
Both. So why do you think some people might not complete it, and what do you think kept you going to be able to complete it?
For others, well, for me, I was able to. I'm almost done with my Gold Award. I just need to fill out all the rest of the paperwork to actually submit it. But for me, getting the 80 hours was that push from my mom. She was very passionate about Girl Scouts from a young age, which is why she kept me in it. And that push was so helpful for me. So that's why I am here today. Like, that's why I was able to do what I did. And then for others, I think what I said, it's not having that push, not having that encouragement and that motherly figure, the drive
Yeah.
and like from somebody else that it helps you encourage to give you the
I know what you're trying to say,
Yeah,
like, just to get it done, because sometimes
they give you the passion and
Yeah.
like skill to do it.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're able to do this. I actually attended her event, and some girls from my Girl Scout troop went with us. And what we did as helpers was we just kind of, well, for me at least, I kept an eye on the water. And, you know, it was so cool to see everything that she had done just at one event. For every Girl Scout, it looks different. Maybe you're over time making something to donate somewhere or coming up with a different project that's stretched out. But for hers, what was cool is that it was one event and you got to see it all come together in one piece. So I really like that about yours.
Yeah, it was a really cool event, and the kids were so happy to be there.
Yeah, and I, you know, when you're saying like the motherly figure drive, my mom actually, she's helped. Oh, Ashlyn's here. You know, she's helped me a lot, just push myself, and just she's really encouraging. So I'm really grateful for our mom. And Ashlyn just arrived. I know that she had a singing voice lesson, I believe she was teaching. Yes, and I know. So we're just talking about Emmy's gold award that she's recently completed. We've both been Girl Scouts since we were in kindergarten, and that's something that I'll be working on soon. But hers was on water safety and teaching underprivileged kids.
Yes, kids who don't have might not have the access to a pool or swim lessons or something so that if something does happen and they do fall into a pool or water, that they can use those skills to survive and to decrease the drownings, because most drownings do actually happen in like residential pools.
Okay, so we talked about how not many Girl Scouts are able to complete this, but you know, if you were to tell somebody, a Girl Scout, maybe someone my age or maybe somebody in kindergarten just starting Girl Scouts who is interested in completing the Girl Scout Award, what would you tell them? What would you say to encourage them to keep them going so they are able to complete it?
I would say definitely stick with it, stick with the program, and to really look for that mentorship in others, and also really find your passion. Like what people have told me, like it's something that you should be passionate about, that you should want to do. And so I believe that if I told a kindergartner, I'd be like, you that definitely they should love what they're doing, and that it's definitely something to look forward to, and it's really good to see. You'll feel really good at the end, and you'll feel really proud of yourself afterwards.
Yeah, sticking with it is just so important. And yeah.
So since you've been in Girl Scouts for so long, why do you think it's important to continue to have Girl Scouts, continue to recruit more girls to join?
I believe it's definitely something that empowers young women with the leadership skills, because as Girl Scouts, we do sell cookies, which is something that I'm pretty sure that everyone knows. But it really does give you like the leadership skills, the money management skills, the like entrepreneurship skills, that like talking to people on the street. Like you might not everyone has the opportunity to talk to random people on the street because they might be scared. But when you sell cookies, it's like you have to talk and interact with others. And so that's a skill that is really good to have with Girl Scouts. So I would say definitely to have as many younger girls join, because it really gives them like the leadership skills that a young girl should possess to help them get far in life.
I love that. So I believe it ends senior year, Girl Scouts does?
Yes.
Or are you done after this project?
No, it ends senior year.
Okay, so in your last year of Girl Scouts, what are you looking forward to?
Definitely mentoring younger girls in Girl Scouts, and looking and having them not look up to me, but see them as someone who can help push them, and just really get to know them, and then helping others in my community, because that is something that we do. We like do community service, earn badges and stuff like that. So just helping others.
So you've been it just sounds so amazing. I didn't get to hear all about the project, but and Lil and I already asked this, but why is the water safety part so important to you? Like, did you have like a personal experience or meet someone or have something that made you want to specifically focus on water safety?
Well, for me, water is something that has always made me happy. Like I love going to the ocean and like all of that. And so yeah, I do. And like being on a swim team is something that I really enjoy. And also I did have a personal experience. I think when I was about 10, I was at someone's birthday party, and her mom's friend's daughter had fallen off a pool floaty, and she didn't know how to swim, and I was already in the water, so it didn't register to me what had happened, but by natural instinct I pulled her out of the water, and the mom was very grateful because since her daughter didn't know how to swim, like, she could have died, and so that was something that has stayed with me, and so that's also probably one of the reasons why I wanted to be a lifeguard and wanted to help others learn those kinds of skills like water safety or just even floating, because that is something that can save you until somebody else can help you get out of the water.
Okay, so can you tell us, I have a couple of fun questions real quick. What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Thin Mints. I'm going to be really original there and say Thin Mints. I love like all things chocolate and minty. So I love those.
Were you sad when they took away the like lemon ones that were soft? Like, what were they? Savannah Smiles?
Maybe?
Savannah Smiles.
They were so
I only
good.
have ever
sugar. They were so good. Oh, I was so sad.
I'm going to be sober with you. I never tried them. So I have no bias towards
She's
them.
really picky. Not anymore, because she kills me when I say that every single time. But, I remember when we were little, she only wanted chicken fingers.
I didn't.
Every restaurant
in college still is.
Chicken fingers and oatmeal.
Every single restaurant.
But now I've expanded my palate. I tried cooked tuna for the first time. I really liked it. So I'm getting there. And crab wontons. So I'm expanding
a little bit.
Yeah,
so mine is Thin Mints as well. I think we have, since we're still Girl Scouts, we still sell them. So whenever we sell the cookies, sometimes we don't tell our mom, we just take a box out.
There's still like boxes in my closet.
There's we still have them like all over our house in our pantry. I put 2 boxes aside. I don't know if I told my mom this, so if she's listening, I'm sorry, but I just grabbed them out and I just put them in the cabinet for later. It's good. We have access. We have access to all the cookies for whatever we want.
So my mom was the cookie mom. I did Girl Scouts, and then our troop just kind of stopped functioning. Like, our leader wasn't doing it anymore. So I had to stop doing that. I do miss it, though, and it was a really wonderful opportunity. And my mom was the cookie mom. So she would bring all of the cookies home before they would go to other people, because she would collect all the cookies and then go give them to girls in our group to sell. And so she would have like the buckets, and she would go to the cookie store or the cookie warehouse and would like load up her little minivan.
Our minivan. We have the same car.
Yeah, we have the same car, different colors. So but she would fill it up, and and so we would I don't think we ever took them without asking her, but we would definitely have some left over and then go sell them during summer when cookie season was done. And people would look at them because they missed cookie season. But
cookie season's the best season. I was always so sad when I was little, because now I save the cookies and I put them in my pantry for later. But when I was little, I didn't do that. And after, I realized that they're all gone, I have to wait a whole another year before I can get Thin Mints again, and it's so sad. And then I believe we have a question from Tiffany Carlin. What was your favorite thing about being a Girl Scout? And she was also a brownie. I was a brownie, and Girl Scout. So.
My favorite thing about being a Girl Scout, definitely. I am still a Girl Scout. I'm really proud about that. So I have 2 more years left. But definitely all of our troop gatherings and our leaders and just the way our troop functions, because even though most troops fizzle out around 7th, 8th grade, our troop is our troop is still going into my junior year, and so that's something I'm really proud about. And also that's my favorite thing, is that we still have a group of girls that still want to do this. And then also I love I remember one of my good memories that I can remember, sleeping over at the Pro Museum. That was something that was really cool.
I remember doing
all of those cool activities and stuff like that.
T-Rex.
We were supposed to do something with the Pro Museum, but then they canceled it. But we did get to go spend the night at the zoo.
Oh, we did that too.
And it was
I may have done
that too. And it was, and I wonder if we were there at the same time ever.
I did something for my birthday there one time, but for Girl Scouts, I remember I was saying, when you said zoo, this triggered this memory. One time, because I was always included in my sister's troops stuff. I have my own troop.
Especially on camp outs.
Okay.
She always went.
Mom is watching. Our mom is watching. It made her mad when she was little for me to just tag along, because, I was just a little sister coming along with everything. But, I had my own troop, so don't worry. But I would go on campouts with them, and I remember this one camp out that we went to at some national park by a lake, and they said that there were cabins, but we needed to bring an air mattress. So I walk in the cabin, and it's a concrete floor, just like with the building.
Did I go to that?
Yeah, you were there. You just she didn't stay in the same room.
Yes, there was a the fire alarm went off in our cabin.
Okay, but just wait, it gets worse. It gets worse. So the fire alarm goes off in everybody's hunt cabin, whatever it was, and the park ranger comes into ours and he's shining his flashlight. I was like, "Is everybody okay in here?" And he looks up and he goes, "Don't move. There's a tarantula on the wall." It was like, I want to say the size of my hands. I don't know if everybody can see, but like it was the size of my hand. It was really big and really gross, and it was just my mom and I. And what we did, because we were like, we're not staying in here, we got the air mattress and we put it in the back of our minivan and put all the seats down and blew it up just a little bit. So we made the minivan into a little bed.
That's terrifying. So I have a friend, and she has like a her grandparents have a ranch thing up in almost like Oklahoma near the border, and it's the same thing. They get tarantulas and they like end up inside their house. I can't with tarantulas. There was a spider in my room a few weeks ago, and I cried and I screamed.
Was I on the phone for that? Yes. I remember that. It was really funny because she was like, she said, "When I see spiders, they haunt me, or so I get bad dreams."
Yeah, there was a dead one in my under my bed.
Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine how scared y'all were. What was your favorite camp out that you did as a Girl Scout, or that you maybe are planning to do? Like your favorite one, maybe like your best memory.
Well, not my best memory, but a very memorable one was when we stayed in tents. I'm sure my mom remembers this. We stayed in tents.
Was I there?
You were there. We were like, I think I was 9, and it was freezing cold. It was like 30 degrees outside, and there was no heating, nothing, just a thin layer of tent, and it was awful, especially when we woke up, and there were no toilets. It was all outside, and we had to go to the bathroom in a soilet. So you put soil.
Oh,
that was
not for me.
No, I did not enjoy that. But then a good memory was when I was cooking a marshmallow. Actually, it's kind of a coincidence. I came out and there's a smiley face like charred into this. It was really cute. I think my mom has a picture somewhere, but that was a really good memory of mine.
So cute. So I
was gonna say, I remember this one was when we were at the bottom of a hill somewhere, and I had this bright blue jacket on, and I just remember looking back at the pictures. And I tagged along to every single one of her campouts, so I get them a little mixed up sometimes. But yeah, I don't know what were you gonna ask.
Oh, well, so I was gonna say something that I've been with my friends for a long time. It did end up ending a few years ago. Is we would kind of do this program through the YMCA, and it was kind of like Girl Scouts, but it was for the dads and the daughters.
Daddy and daughter campouts.
Yes,
and
it was through the YMCA. They were so fun, and my dad was like the troop leader. And eventually, after we aged out of that, we started a thing where we were able to go camping on our own, just kind of run a campsite, camp on our own. It was really fun. And one thing that we did through that was tent camping. We started that, and we were all like, "Oh my gosh, it's going to be horrible." And it actually, there was like a severe thunderstorm. Like we were in the red underneath the radar at night over the camp out. It was terrifying. Ooh, and then I remember like zooming in on my weather app like thing, and there it reported the lightning strikes, and it was like the little blue dot and like lightning strike everywhere. They were all around us. It was also freezing cold. But since then, I've actually grown to love tent camping, and I do get to go tent camping with my family, or my like sister and my dad on the last day of school every day. Oh. And if there's a bathroom nearby, so not to do like that thing.
I remember that was traumatic.
Would you go tent camping again?
I definitely would. It's really fun, and I do enjoy putting up a tent, but also something that I would love to do again. I just went to Sky Ranch in Colorado, and we went for Sigma Junior and Sigma Senior, which is the 2 oldest groups.
I'm not old enough yet.
No, but we did. It's like tent camping, but they're stationary tents, so it's like a wood floor underneath. They're called yurts. I really enjoyed that. And so like all of our friends stayed in there, and it was so much fun.
Okay. Now I have another question back to Girl Scouts and water safety, lifeguarding. Do you think that after high school you plan to stay involved with any of these programs? Do you think you'll continue to educate people on water safety, or stay a lifeguard, stay involved in Girl Scouts somehow?
I definitely believe I will. So for my project, actually, I forgot to mention the name of it. It's called We Swim, Water for Everyone.
5 minutes.
I know, I completely forgot to mention the name. But Emily wants to keep it going. So
Oh, really?
They do, yes. currently writing out the plan for it, and so I believe if they do keep it going every year, I would come back and help with that. Definitely when I grow older, and so.
That's super cool.
So your like plan is kind of like how in the Miss Texas organization we have our community service initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to have like a different plan, or you have to do a second one, what would you do and why?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I definitely would keep the single event thing like kind of idea, and then I would definitely reach out to more community groups, like either a homeless shelter or like a boys and girls club or something like that.
Yeah.
And I would have more organization within the project, like not within the project, within the single day event, so that my volunteers know what to do.
Yeah. Okay. And then I know that you did, but nobody else does. So did you run into any challenges during this project with groups? You're gonna do this.
Oh yes.
She forgot? How did I remember the challenge, but you didn't?
I completely forgot. Well, my original idea was to start out with one homeless shelter, and then
Okay. She doesn't want to say that.
I feel bad. And so with one homeless shelter, then about halfway through our project, the idea they ran into some complications, and so they had to pull it back. And so that was really hard for me because we were almost at the finalization point and getting everything together. So then I had to reach out to another group, and then they were like I think they were kind of a boys and girls club, but then they also had to pull out again. And then then I went to my school's social impact advisor. Her name is Mrs. Day. So thank you, Mrs. Day. And she got me connected to Wesley Rankin, their community center. And so then I had about 40 girls and boys come from them. And also we reached out to CPS. And so I had about 15 kids come from them to my event.
That is so wonderful. Yeah. That is so cool that you have a whole entire, like a teacher or person that's designated for community service at your school.
Yeah, she's really great.
That is something that my school needs. We do have a lot of resources for community service, but not like a designated person. So that is so interesting. Mm-hmm. Would that be something that you would maybe be interested in doing? I know that Lily's social impact is volunteering. Would you be interested in promoting volunteering, like as a whole in your future, having a job like that?
I definitely would. It would be I would definitely see myself volunteering in that sense, or having a job that would help reach out to more people in our community, like Miss Day. And then we also have another lady, her name is Mrs. Laywell. So they're together. And so I definitely see that as something. So yes,
so cool.
It's really good. Our school is very focused on that. And they have a whole student council section for social impact.
Right. That's actually how I did. I don't know if I've told you, but I tutor. This past year I tutored kids every Tuesday. At Nathan Adams Elementary, which is very close to my school. So that was actually through them, and they got it set up.
Like I did a project, I think it was United to Learn, through our school, so that we went to.
That's so wonderful. We have like a Google Classroom where they post things you could do, but that's about it. So it would be so cool to like have something like that, and the world needs more people like you that can do that job and do it well.
Okay, so we have about 2 minutes left, and I know it's not the same as if you were in person telling them about water safety, but for all of the listeners and viewers, what would you tell them simply about how they can stay safe around water?
Well, definitely if you're having a pool party, have someone or hire a lifeguard, or have a parent designated to watch the water. Then also be aware of, if you're a parent, be aware of your little kids around the pool, just in case they accidentally slip in or fall. If you're a child, know your skills, especially going around water, like just in case, like if you know you can't swim, well, stay in the shallow, and then also always just have someone watching the water, and then never be too like out of it to just like never be so unaware be present in the moment, like be aware of your surroundings so that you're able to stay safe.
Yeah, we actually called them, I didn't call them, you probably came up with it, or maybe Emily did, but water watchers at her event. I was a water watcher, and I watched the water to make sure, even though they were trained professionals teaching these kids how to swim, there's still water watchers needed.
Yes, when kids and parents left the event, the parents got necklaces that said water watcher, so when they do have kids swimming in the pool or having a pool party, or they can wear that so everyone knows who to go to if someone needs help.
Okay.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
That program is so amazing.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations on all you've accomplished within that.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. I know I've told you before, but it's
Thank
super
you.
impressive and I'm really proud of you.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed doing it, and it's been such a great experience.
And as the show wraps up, just thank you for coming.
You're welcome. It's been a great time. I've heard you do this show so many times.
Because the room's over there.
Yes, right down the hall.
And we will be back to hear from Landry Champlain.
Thank you so much.
Up to the room.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give him a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered. Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give him a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
You're listening to JoCo Community Radio.
It's a girl thing. Try to understand. It's not a me thing. No different than my friends. I get what I want when I want it back. And it's a girl thing. Ooh, it's a girl thing.
JoCo Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tunein.joco.com to choose where and how.
Sorry.
There you go.
Is that okay? That's it. Hi, Landry. So
Hello.
And welcome back to JoCo Community Radio. This is Beyond the Crown, and we are your hosts today. My name is Ashlyn Cohen, Miss Chisholm Trails teen.
And I'm Lily Roberts, Miss Johnson County's teen.
And we are so excited today to be joined by the one and only Landry Champlain. She is a former Miss Texas organization candidate, or competed in the organization for various years. Extremely successful in the organization, might I add. And we actually had a list of all the local titles that you've held, but I don't know where the list went. So, but we will get them at some point. But it is so wonderful to have you today. So before we get started, really quickly, so Landry was a 2-time first runner-up to Miss Texas. She's won so many different prelim awards over the years.
Yes.
And you want to read? And so she actually recently graduated from the University of Oklahoma City University.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. So happy for her. So
she received her bachelor's in music, specifically music, specifically musical theater. And Landry now owns Pageant Prep by Landry, a business where she prepares women to do their best at their specific pageant.
That about sums it up.
Did we get it all right?
Yeah, it sounds great to me.
Sounds good. So, to kind of just start off with questions.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us how you got involved in the Miss Texas organization?
Oh my gosh, yes. So I started competing back in 2016, believe it or not. I competed for about 7 years. And I actually got into it. I grew up as a singer. So I was actually diagnosed with a rare form of stuttering called blocking when I was really young. And I started taking voice lessons as a means of speech therapy, believe it or not, when I was about 6 years old. And I fell in love with singing and performing because it's impossible to stutter while you sing. So I was really addicted to it. And because talent is such a huge component of the organization, I got involved through singing. I wanted another opportunity to kind of hone my performance skills, and I was able to do that from 2016 to 2023. So it's been a great experience. Yeah.
That's so amazing. Could maybe you tell me which one was your favorite year, because you've held so many titles, or which was your favorite title to hold?
Oh, my favorite title to hold was Miss Southlake. That was my last year that I competed. I worked with Danae Count. She was Miss Texas in 2012, and her brother Bryce. And they were just so phenomenal to work with. I had so much fun. I got to go to watch the Miss America competition, the 100th anniversary, which was just a blast. And then I did my personal best at the Miss Texas competition. I walked away with $17,000 in scholarships, a lot of overall wins, and first runner-up to our wonderful Miss Texas Avery Bishop. So it was all around just a really wonderful experience. I learned a lot about myself, got to impact a lot of people throughout that year. So it's really hard to pick, though. All of the years that I've competed have been phenomenal. But I think that last year, Miss Southlake 2022 really takes it.
That's amazing. I was a Lone Star Princess for many years, so I remember seeing you on stage actually, and this is my
oh my gosh
meeting, and Ashlyn's too. But I just last year I helped with the Lone Star Princess program, so I wasn't an LSP, but I did watch the competition, and you did amazing. So congratulations.
Thank you.
She is the most amazing pageant prep coach ever. So we talk a lot about competing in competitions in the Miss Texas organization to the JoCo community. So if anyone is interested and wants an amazing pageant coach, go Landry. She's amazing. And I actually just got your list of titles, so I'm gonna write them really quickly.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And let me know if this is right. Okay, Miss Collin County's Outstanding Teen 2016. Miss Capel's Outstanding Teen 2017, Miss Fort Worth's Outstanding Teen 2018, Miss Fort Worth 2019, Miss Plano 2020 and 2021, and Miss Southlake for the following year. And then Miss Louisville. Was that right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
we're on top of it.
Yeah, you guys did your research. I love it.
I'll be honest.
A lot of things to stalk.
I'm very good at stalking.
I love it. Sleuthy.
Yes. So, okay, well, let me get the questions. So, you have been competing for like a long time, and you didn't just compete, but like you did amazing every single year. Yes. And it was so inspirational to watch. I didn't start competing until this year, but I watched for years. And I think we were actually talking about this at a session. Like every time that I would see you and like Avery come on, I'd be like, yes, like I'd get so excited. But so what would be just your biggest bit of advice for anyone who's competing at any state competition or local competition or national competition?
Oh man, one piece of advice. This is tough. I think for me, when I look back at my 7+ years competing in the organization, I really fell in love with just becoming the best version of myself and being able to hone in on my personal skills, whether that be singing or public speaking or even my personal modeling skills. I learned a lot about just who I am as a person, and I fell in love with kind of cultivating this brand of becoming the best Landry that I could be. So I would say for anybody that's competing on the local level, state level, even on the national level, you're not going to be able to control the outcome. You're not going to be able to control what the judges are looking for, but you can control your work ethic and your preparation and your investment in yourself. And so that's what I would really tell you to focus on. Be yourself every time you walk on stage, every time you walk into the interview room, and just fall in love with becoming the best version of yourself.
I absolutely love that. Actually, that's one of the reasons why I started competing. Being a Lone Star Princess from the ages of 6 to 11, I just remember watching everybody up on stage and just, seeing all these amazing women. And I was like, I want to be them. I want to have these opportunities. And every single person that I spoke to was the sweetest, whether I knew them or not, going to visitation. Sometimes just talking to, not random people, but I didn't know them yet. So just different contestants or delegates. it's just so amazing to see the growth. And that's, myself, even just doing this radio show has helped me with public speaking.
For sure.
And it's only my first year. So I just can't wait to experience all these things. And thank you for your advice.
Of course. Yeah. If you stay in it, the change will even be crazier. You think you've changed a lot in a year. Wait till it's been 7. You won't even recognize yourself. It's crazy.
Yeah. So from that, I actually have a question. What is your most fond memory competing?
Ooh. Okay. Again, this is so hard. There are so many. I'm going to say, okay, so I was Miss Fort Worth in 2019. It was my senior year of high school. And it's actually really funny because I had aged out of teen the year before. I was second runner up to Miss Texas Outstanding Teen, who went on to become Miss America's Outstanding Teen, London Hibbs. And at that point, I thought, I'd been competing for 3 years. I was super thankful to have done as well as I did, but I wanted to be a senior in high school. I wanted to take a break, the whole 9 yards. And, when I aged out of teen and it was time to become a miss, I was going to take that break, really focus on myself and school and getting into college, all of that good stuff. And I ended up getting talked into competing as a miss candidate. So I ended up winning the title of Miss Fort Worth 2019. And that was such a fun year because I was able to go into that competition with absolutely zero expectation. I had never been a miss before. I was competing on stage with girls who were 24 years old. I was 17. I was the youngest in the competition. And I learned so much from them and their mentorship. It was just phenomenal. And honestly, my favorite memory, I was really fortunate to win a preliminary overall and alpha talent award that year. That's the rookie talent award if it's your first year competing in the miss category. And it was just so unexpected. I had absolutely no idea that was coming. And it was just phenomenal to be supported by my entire class that year. It was just so much fun. And I really surprised myself. I really showed myself, okay, I'm 17, but I can hang with the 24-year-olds. And yeah, it was just really fun. And I think every year I've never forgotten that first experience of being able to learn from the people around me, and being able to just soak in all of it and go into it with absolutely no expectation. I think, the more that you compete and the longer you're involved, there's kind of this reputation or this expectation you put for yourself that kind of follows you around. So nothing like that first year where you're just in it to win it. And you're in it to just learn as much as you possibly can. And yeah, it was just really fun and surprising in so many ways. So I would say that whole year is my favorite, but that night in particular.
That's so wonderful. And I'm really excited to see how this year plays out for the both of us at the state competition. Because it's our first year. And of course, I think, we all have expectations for ourselves, but it's just going to be so much fun. It's kind of going in it for fun. I know that, no matter what the situation is in life, there's always something that can be not upsetting, but there's always something that whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
And for me, I have trouble with fitness. I'm getting better at it thanks to Landry. But
you're killing fitness. What are you talking about?
Thank you. And so, or maybe you're, just having just any sort of issue that we just all face, obstacles we face on the daily. What do you think was the hardest thing you had to overcome as a title holder? And how would you how do you, I'm seeing a lot today. I'm so sorry. And how do you think that has made you into the person that you are today?
Oh man, there have been so many of these moments. I think kind of what you were saying of this expectation that we put on ourselves, that's been something I have been struggling with and still struggle with. I'm an actor and a performer. So it's something now that as a college graduate and an adult, I'm still dealing with. I will say the biggest challenge, honestly. So my junior year of college, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. It's called Hashimoto's. And I had been struggling with the symptoms of it for a really long time, probably since I was a sophomore, junior in high school. So it had been several years. And it really impacted, I had a lot of problems with my weight, just overall health things, just a lot of different things going on. And I wasn't really able to control my appearance all the time, control my health all the time, how I felt. And so that was really detrimental, honestly, to my mental health for many years until I kind of figured out what was going on. And I think the biggest thing I learned from that is, as young women competing ages 13 to 28, right? Your body's going to be changing a lot. Your personality is going to be changing a lot. You're experiencing a lot of life change and a lot of different things going on. So I think, being able to be patient with yourself, I think is major. And also being able to, kind of identify for yourself what it means to be a title holder at each stage of your life, right? So you might be 15 years old competing right now. So, you know, the reason that you might be competing will be totally different when you're still competing if you're 21, 22, right? So I think for me, just kind of being able to take ownership of my own health journey and relate that back to my experience as a title holder. And allowing that to just inform everything that I did. I think that was honestly probably the biggest struggle. And what made it really hard is a lot of it was going on behind the scenes. I wasn't really talking about it a ton, probably until I was Miss Plano, Miss Southlake era. So I think that was probably the biggest struggle. But I think the main thing is, I think pageants, again, kind of like I said before, they're a great opportunity for you to explore just being your best self and becoming the best version of yourself. And so I'm really thankful I had the opportunity, because had I not been competing, I think I would have probably struggled a lot more with embracing that healthy lifestyle and prioritizing my health.
That's so wonderful. And, you know, if there's anyone that knows about chronic illnesses and dealing with them, that's me too.
I was going to say, hey,
chronic illness. Yeah, it's, oh my goodness. And I just know how it feels, especially, and for me, I was the same way. As I struggled with a lot of the symptoms before I was diagnosed with my now chronic condition, and it got really bad, and that's when it was finally diagnosed. But I can definitely understand like how frustrating that could be, especially if you're not talking about it. For me, I was just like really bored, and I was like telling all my friends, and I was just kind of like out there, all my friends and everyone were helping me get through that so much. But I can't even just imagine. But I can definitely see how the organization could help you get through that for sure.
I'm glad that they were there for you.
Yes, me too.
I didn't know you at that time, but
we just always had you like you have to go. Now we do. So going to like a fun question. Yes. Okay. So, one thing about you that I think a lot of people know, maybe not the people in Johnson County that
I actually didn't know this until
you didn't know that
until I read the questions.
Okay. Well, not it. That's the word slay a lot. It's like her icon.
Oh my God.
And so we just want to know.
I did not know that.
I can't believe you didn't know that. That's like iconic. It's like,
it's my whole personality trait.
and so, but so can you tell us like how that started? Where did it come from? Where did it branch from? And what it is now?
Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. I'm a theater kid. Okay, I have been since I was in high school. So much so I majored in it in college. I have a degree in musical theater. So that being said, we use a lot of fun like theater fun slay terms, you know, if you will. And so I don't know, slay started to become big. I was probably like a sophomore, junior in college, and my best friend, Austin, shout out Austin. He's an icon, a legend. He is the moment. He really started using the word slay. Like we would go to cycle class in the morning, slay. He would watch me perform on stage, slay. I would watch him, slay. It just really started to catch on. And honestly, what made it worse though, is I was really using it like a decent amount, not a disrespectful amount, not an annoying amount. And then I went to Miss Texas last year. And when I get nervous, I like use these weird little phrases. And so my phrase last year, anytime I was like nervous or I had anxiety about going on stage, was slay. And I think all of the women in my class thought it was funny. And so they really just like egged me on with that. So then everybody started saying slay. And then it was like Miss Texas was over and it had become just a part of my identity. So now I meet people like from TikTok or from like the pageant community in other states, and people come up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, slay, you're amazing." I'm like, "Well, I guess this is who I am now." So I changed my like brand phrase from just dream big, live fearless to dream big, slay often, live fearless, because it is important that we are slaying.
I love that.
I love that story. How it just like became a thing at Miss Texas Week. I feel like if there's any time for a big thing like that to happen, it's over Miss Texas Week.
Oh, for sure. The energy that's flowing is just absolute chaos. Like it cannot be recreated. It's like reserved for just that week out of the year.
Okay, so I actually have a question like kind of relates to that. So Miss Texas Week clearly has changed you overall as a person for the better, right? Yeah. So what do you think you would have done if you did not do pageants, or where do you think you'd be now? How did it change the trajectory of your life?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is such a loaded question. So as I mentioned before, I grew up with a speech impediment, right? So prior to competing for Miss Texas, I quite literally, y'all, could not order my own food in a restaurant. Like I was 14 years old and my mom was ordering for me every time we would sit down because I didn't want to talk to people because I was going to stutter and I was embarrassed. And so because of that, I did not like to go out of my way to make new friends. I didn't really like to present anything in class, didn't raise my hand in class, just was not super outspoken. And honestly, it's kind of funny because it really started to get worse when I was in like 7th, 8th grade. And that's right before I started competing. And, you know, it's that time in like middle school into high school where you're kind of thinking about, okay, what do I want to do when I go to college? Like, what do I want to be when I grow up? And I was starting to realize, I was like, Landry, you're shy, and that's going to be an issue. And so when I started competing, I really took every opportunity to force myself out of my shell, to really try to become the person that I knew I was internally, but my stutter didn't really allow me to be. So honestly, there's not much telling what I would be doing had I not competed, because I really could barely communicate effectively. But I will say it gave me the confidence to pursue theater and to pursue a performance career. And I honestly cannot imagine doing anything else with my life. Like, it truly is just the perfect thing for me to be doing. So I think honestly, if I hadn't competed, God knows I would be doing something really boring. So I'm really thankful to the Miss America organization. It's definitely made my life more fun. It's really brought me out of my shell, out of my comfort zone.
That actually brings us right to our next question. So, as I said, you recently graduated from college with a degree, and it's so exciting. Can you tell us about Oklahoma City University and like what your most fond memory there was, and if you would recommend it? I'm sure you will recommend it to other people, and why?
Okay, 10 out of 10 would recommend. So for those of you that don't know what OCU is, it's a really small, mostly performing arts college that's located in downtown Oklahoma City. Was not too thrilled about living in the state of Oklahoma when I committed. I was like, this is going to be so boring. Ended up falling in love with it. I love Oklahoma. And I love all my Miss Oklahoma friends too. That's been a really fun piece of going to college. A lot of pageant people go there. So that was really fun. Honestly, okay, the most fun experience, I had the opportunity to play Alice Murphy, which is the lead role, tossing my hair, in our main stage production of Bright Star my senior year. That was like the first big role I had all of college. And honestly, it was so much fun. It just confirmed to me that like theater was my thing. It was what I wanted to do. So that's a standout moment. I should also mention that OCU is the school that Kristen Chenoweth graduated from. And so she comes back to teach a couple times a semester. So I've gotten to meet Kristen Chenoweth, learn from her. So that's been really fun as well. But yeah, 10 out of 10 was a really wonderful experience, and I learned so many things.
So I was gonna you go ahead. Actually, this is a funny story. And I haven't told Landry this, so I keep meaning to. But basically, I don't know if it was like a TikTok or a reel, but it was some sort of video that was on my phone, like on social media, of you like performing when you played the lead role in Bright Star. And it was I think it was on TikTok, because the video kept like repeating over and over again. And then like I was in my bed, but then I kind of got up to play with my dog, and then I went to something, but I kept hearing it and just kept repeating for like an hour.
All the time.
And so I can still hear over and over again this one, I think it was a TikTok, but I could be wrong. Like of you singing, and it was like do 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 do.
Yeah.
And I can hear it like over and over because I listened to like for an hour. It was like on my bed. I'm just kind of playing
so often. I want to listen to that song now.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
We should have
a really good song.
prepared so that you could sing on the radio show, because
oh man, what a time that would be.
So after hearing about Oklahoma City University, it sounds amazing, and you just graduated. You're starting a new chapter in your life. So can you tell everyone watching what you're looking forward to?
Oh my gosh, so many things. So I graduated first week of May, so a little over a month ago, almost 2 months ago, and really fortunate to sign with an agency. I actually signed back with them in March, but I'm planning on moving to New York City in August. So for the time being, I've just been pageant prepping a lot. I've been flying back and forth between Texas and New York and Oklahoma and all the places, auditioning for tours, Broadway shows, regional theater, you name it, any of the things. I have my first big New York performance that's coming up at the end of July. So super excited about that. But yeah, just a lot to look forward to. Moving to New York, doing the audition thing. And then also I've been having so much fun just working with a bunch of different clients, competing in competitions across the country. So that was kind of an unexpected thing I've been surprised about. But yeah, just a lot of things to look forward to right now. A lot of life change happening. So taking it one day at a time.
That's so amazing getting to work in New York. I'm so proud of you. And good luck moving forward. That's so amazing.
Thank you.
gonna be so sad though when we can't do in-person sessions.
I know. I really hope I'm gonna be able to come back to Texas kind of frequently.
Well,
I could,
if you're doing really well on Broadway, then you can be rich, so you can fly back as much as you want.
That's a common misconception about Broadway. They don't make that much money. You're not in performance.
Never know. Maybe we'll just
but I hear you. I hear you.
We'll come watch you. Yes, we will come watch you.
Okay, great,
Actually, I swear you're like reading our script because every time you ask or every time you answer a question, it kind of already leads to the next question that we have prepared for you.
Genius.
So
I love it.
What is your dream role to play on Broadway?
Oh my gosh. Okay, my dream role is to be Regina George in Mean Girls. I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her energy. Not that she's mean, but I just think she has like the most commanding, like the most commanding presence. She has the best songs ever. I got to sing Someone Gets Hurt, the first song that she sings in the show, for my New York City showcase audition. And it's actually the song that I sang for my agent, and he signed me from that song. So I have a little special connection to that. So I would love to play Regina. Oh my gosh. I would love to be Elle Woods in Legally Blonde. I'm obsessed. And then I would love to play Alice Murphy again. That is a role I could do 8 times a week and be content.
Alice Murphy in the Star, was that?
Yes. Yeah. Bright Star.
Wait, what's it called again?
It's called Bright Star. It's like a country music musical, which is honestly funny because I grew up singing mostly country music. I used to perform with like live bands and stuff as a kid. So honestly, it was really fun because it's like a bluegrass musical. So it was like musical theater meets country music, and they were like shaking hands. And that's me as a human. So it was perfect.
I will have to go watch that somehow or listen to the soundtrack. It sounds really good. I went to the I think Academy Country Music Awards.
Yes. So fun.
I went, and it was so cool. It was super fun. My dad really loves country music. And I haven't listened to it a ton, but when I went with him, I just, I like it. I love it so much more now. So.
Yeah, it's just great. It's
every time. So our local titles are in Johnson County, and that's a little bit more in the more rural part of DFW. And so actually my dad was like taking me down there, and every time I'm there I do hear more country music because it is a little bit more of kind of that country feel. And when we were driving back, I made my dad like listen to a bunch of country music. We were favorite song, and he says it's not a very good country song, but Remember the Alamo by George Strait. I listen to that song all the time.
Good. A good one, a classic.
So good.
I don't know if you were gonna say this, like you've said it before probably, but Ashlyn, you do this thing where you have these songs associated with different events or times in your life. Yeah. Yes, and she's gonna get excited. Wait. Keep talking. I remember after we were on a plane to Colorado. No, why am I saying Colorado? I just went to Colorado for camp, but I was going to North Carolina to work on interview stuff with our interview coach, Lori. We had a retreat weekend. It was great. But I remember on the plane, Ashlyn had this one song that she had to listen to. And I don't know what song it was.
Is it the Outer Banks song?
Okay, it was. What was one of them? There was 2. But the other one.
Yeah, in the car. She made a TikTok or something. And in the car, she had to listen to the Outer Banks song driving up the mountain.
Hey, you have to get in the mood. Every time I land in New York, I literally listen to Welcome to New York or New York State of Mind every time. It's like a thing for me. I relate.
Yeah. So, okay, but this song is creepy. It's actually, I'm not even going to say it because some people are think I'm insane, but it's like a really creepy song that I have to play every time.
I never heard it.
Yeah,
I just know she listened to
one of, so there, Miss Capel, Sophia Miranda, she thinks I'm insane. No, not actually. I love her. She's so I love song. She thought I was crazy because I was playing the song. I want to talk about it, but we only have like 40 seconds left. That's enough of me ranting about my music obsessions. But it was so fun talking to you, Landry. Yeah. Like we are so excited to see everything that you do. We will come see you when you're on Broadway, without a doubt.
Sure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank y'all for having me. This was so much fun, and good luck with all of the Miss Texas stuff coming up and with your show. This was great.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Can't wait to see you soon.
And I think this is actually our last show before Miss Texas Week.
Yeah, it's been a big journey being able to do this radio show, but thank you so much, Johnson County.
Thank you, Landry.
Bye. Bye, y'all. Thanks.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County. JoCo Community.